Hey tribe, welcome back. In this video, we're really gonna talk about the simplest way to manifest, the simplest way to get what you want, the simplest way to be the most successful version of you. It only comes down to two things. That's how simple it is. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna take you on a walk with me. I haven't done a walk for a long time. So today's a walking day and it's crazy windy. But the reason why I wanted to do this video is because lately, and this is what I'm really into, I like to dig deep into philosophy, dig deep into like old school prosperity teachers, and really dig deep on like why this stuff works and really teach the why, because I think that's important also. It's important for you to understand why it works because you stick with it longer. You understand, you stick with it until it works for you because you know the hidden secrets a little bit. What does it come down to? What's the simplest way? Okay, there's two things we're gonna talk about here. Number one, we're gonna talk about the law of being. And number two, we're gonna talk about deny, choose, be. And I'm gonna explain how these two concepts work together and how you can use them together. Okay, so this is gonna be simple. Okay, when you talk about the law of being, and by the way, since I am outside, it might be loud from time to time, people's driving around with their motorbikes and stuff like that. I can take out most of the sound, but hey, swag up. But sometimes people know me and stuff like that, say hi. You understand? But when we talk about the law of being, what is the law of being? It's who you're being in every situation of your life. You understand? Okay, law of being is you're only being two sides of you. There's only two yous. Is use a word? You understand? There's two yous. There's the most successful version of you, your highest identity, and there's the old self, the old version of you, your old identity. Now, your old identity is keeping you stuck, keeping you right where you are right now. It's keeping you in your comfort zone. Your dream life isn't in your comfort zone. And the most successful version of you, well, you understand what that means, but the most successful version of you has everything they want. So when we talk about the law of being, it's you are that person right now. It's who you are being in every situation. So the key is you acting like you are, not acting like you are the most successful version of you in everything. You want to be wealthy? You are wealthy right now today, so act like it. Okay, that's the law of being. That's how simple this stuff is. It's you gotta constantly remind yourself in your 3D world. This is rice, okay? So this is what they do in Thailand really fast, is it's the end of rice season, so when they cut the rice, they lay it out in the sun like this to dry. So that's why you see all this stuff, so all the villagers are laying their rice out to dry in the sun. That's how they do it, baby. Thought I would share that with you, share that nugget. But the law of being is who you're being. If you want to be wealthy, are you acting like you're wealthy? You're wealthy. You state what you want in the law of being. Let me give you some examples, okay? I'm gonna talk kind of rough because this is exactly how you should talk to yourself is, I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy right now because I said so. I'm healthy because I said I'm healthy. And I said, I have my dream house because I said I have my dream house. I have my dream car because I said I have my dream car. You understand? Now, if you want to sit there and say, I want, no, I'm saying I am, but that's the most powerful. So, because I am is source. Source power is inside you. That's consciousness. You know what I mean? If source power is inside of you, that's why you can call the unseen to the seen. You got to start talking like this, even out loud when you're by yourself, of course, or to yourself. You got to constantly walk around, remind yourself that, and you got to be aware of who are you being in every situation. You understand? Like if you want to attract your SP, it doesn't matter. Like you say, I'm perfect because I said I'm perfect. Everybody loves me because I said so. My business is booming because I said it was booming. You understand? Because what you say has to come to you. Makes sense. That's the law of being. Okay. Who are you being in every situation? Okay. Who are you acting like in every situation? You know what I mean? If you walk out and you get ready for work, walk out, jump in your car, drive to work, and you see you have a flat tire. Well, who are you being in that moment? Are you being the most successful version of you that fluffs it off, bring no emotion to it? So what? You know, a $200, $250, $300 tire means nothing to you because you're a millionaire. You make $100,000 each and every month, not a year, each month. So if you make $100,000 a month, dude, a $350, even if it was $1,000 tire, it would mean nothing. Dude, it would mean nothing to you. Okay. But see, the key is you have to be that person now today. See, that's the secret. That's the golden nugget that people aren't doing. And they get so caught up in all these manifesting techniques when it's really not the technique, it's you. You are source. You are source power. The great I am is inside you. When the great I am is inside you, you are not separate from God. God and you are one. That means you are endowed with his powers. Okay, I don't want to get off on that. Okay, now let's go to kind of part 2 here. Now, let's talk about deny, choose, be. How does deny, choose, be work into the law of being? Okay, because we're human. Okay, we're not going to handle every situation the right way. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, okay. From time to time, we're going to float back to our old self. I just did that yesterday. I should tell you the story. I flipping had a meltdown. So maybe I'll tell the story at the end of this video as a bonus. Okay, so stick around for the end. Chad will tell you a flipping story of him having a meltdown. Okay. But how does deny, choose, be work? Is when you're aware, when you're not being that most successful version of you, okay, you catch it, you deny that state, you catch you're thinking like your old self, you're thinking scarcity, you're thinking from poverty, you catch it, you deny it, you choose who you're going to be, which is going to be the most successful version of you, and then you be it. That's deny, choose, be. So with the law of being and the deny, choose, be, all you are is just self-aware of your states. What do I mean by states? It's who you're being. Again, I'm gonna walk back the other way because it's nice walking up through here, but it's a little bit windy. And I got the sound, I put the little fluffy things on the speaker so it takes out the wind, but sometimes the wind's pretty strong. I'm not too sure. Okay. So it's blowing against this one right here. So let me walk down here and pause for a second. Okay, I'm back there. I had to walk down. It was getting like up there because there used to be a lot of trees down here, but like several months ago, they cut down the trees. So like now when you walk out, it's just, if it's windy, I'm like right in a flipping wind tunnel. But again, let's go back to deny, choose, be here. Let me give you a couple more examples. Well, I know you kind of get it, but you're being that most successful version of you, okay? And you go outside, you're being that wealthy version of you. I'm wealthy because I said so, baby. I'm a millionaire because I said so. I make $100,000 a month because I said so. Okay, it makes sense? I make 10 grand a day because I said so. Bottom line, it has to come to me because I said so. That's the power you have. No matter if it sounds arrogant or not, everybody has the same power. Okay, then you go outside, go to jump in your car, go to work, you realize you have 2 flat tires. And they're flat as flat, baby. There's no putting air in it and fixing it. The only thing, you gotta flip and replace the flat tire, replace your tires. So you start flipping out. Maybe you have a little mini fit because it's at your house in private. Maybe you're going in your mind saying, why? I was saving my money for a vacation. Now I got to spend $1,000 on tires. You know what I mean? Why does this happen to me? Whatever. We all go through it. You know, we all have from time to time things happen like that. So what happens is when you're being that person, you being your old self, your subconscious mind don't care about you. It just gives you what you give it. Makes sense? That's how your subconscious mind works, to keep it basic. And you're basically acting like scarcity, acting like poverty consciousness, because you're acting scarcity because you're acting like you don't have the money to fix your tires. That's how your subconscious mind acts. That's how it says. Then deny, choose, be. You become aware, oh shit, you catch yourself probably right in the middle of you having a breakdown. You know what I mean? So you deny the state, you choose what state you should be in. You should be the most successful version of you. You change your state, then you be it. That's deny, choose, be. You be it. You catch yourself, dude, I'm acting like a little baby. I'm acting like my old self. I'm acting like I have no money. Then maybe you say outside, maybe you say it out loud. Maybe you say it to yourself. Like, dude, I'm a millionaire. Why am I acting like this? I'm a millionaire because I said so. And then you be it. You act like it. You walk around it. You walk around it. What would the millionaire version of you do in that flat tire situation again? Again, 100%, they're going to fluff it off. They're pretty much going to give it two shits. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't affect them. You gotta think deeper on this. If you really want to be a millionaire, well, that means you make, a millionaire makes about 80 grand a month, okay? Like 83, 84, 85,000 per month. It's not 100,000. Okay, 100,000 you would make about 1.2. Okay, but if you just make a flat million, you're making about 83, 84,000 a month. That breaks down about 20,000 a week. You get me? So if you're making 20,000 a week and you got to spend $1,000 on a tire, dude, you don't really care. You don't care. Bottom line, you're just like, okay, I'll just deal with it, pay for it. You move on. You don't fester on it for 3 days. You know what I mean? You don't tell the story every single day for a week. You don't bring it up at family gatherings 3 months down the road. You understand. You just deal with it, move on, let the dead bury the dead. It doesn't faze you. It doesn't faze you at all. Because you already know, because you really have abundance. You really have abundance of money. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, friends, that's really it. Okay. Again, to flip it, comes down to two things. The law of being, who are you being? Who are you being in every moment of your life? That's what's going to shift you. Okay? You deny your senses, you deny everything around you, and you state what you want. You understand? If you're an entrepreneur, you're brand new, my business is booming, baby. Because you know what? Eventually it will be booming because you said it was booming. You know what I mean? When you say I'm a millionaire because I said so, eventually you will be a millionaire because you said so. You said it first before it happened. That's what you're doing. You're calling the unseen into the seen. And all deny, choose, be is, when you're not being that most successful version of you, you deny it, then you choose to be that most successful version of you and you be it. Oh yeah, baby.
Really quick here, friends. Do you want a challenge that's going to make every dream of yours come true?
You see, my friends, the issue is when you start trying to live life on your terms, you're doing everything right. See, that's the problem. That's how you feel. You're trying your hardest, but nothing is changing. Now, in the challenge, there's no fluff, there's no hype. It's just real transformation delivered daily. We are going to the core. We are going to the root cause why things are not working for you. All you got to do is go to the description, click see more. Everything will pop up and you will see the 30-day breakthrough challenge. Click the link and it will take you right over to that. But let me tell you my story here as I take a walk. Maybe I'll walk back. It feels good out, by the way. But I know if I'm talking, I know up around here, it kind of shoots over to the right. There's a lot of dogs over there that don't look so friendly, okay? Then sometimes they're loud. Anyway, my story, we were putting up a driveway gate. Then we were finishing the front cement wall, finished painting it, plus like plus you match the top of the wall with the driveway gate. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what they call it, like, you know, besides like showing you, but everything up front matches. And, you know, I did it for Aang. It was Aang's house and stuff like that. So since it was Aang's house, she wanted to just, in the beginning, she just wanted to put up something super cheap because she thought I would do super cheap. So then when we got the puppies were running to the road. So I thought, well, we got to put up a gate, you know, because it's just a matter of time. And some people drive kind of a little bit crazy, too fast on the road. So, but anyway, long story short, we put up a gate. We hired someone, like it's actually our next door neighbor, because for Ty, he has a pretty good house for Ty. And then I saw his previous work, and that's how I picked the driveway gate, because he built it, and it was like really professionally done. It was an awesome gate. But when we went, he was like, oh, this gate's gonna be better than the one you saw, because when I went to buy stuff, I said, I want to buy everything. I want to do it the right way. I want to buy everything, no, expensive and good. Okay, not so much it's expensive just because it's expensive, but I want to buy quality. Okay, so when I buy quality, he knew all the steps. He knew how to treat the metal so it doesn't rust, last a long time, all that jazz. Okay, okay. You probably can tell where their story's flipping going. It goes down the rabbit hole. Okay, they do good probably halfway through the project. Okay, okay. But then I realized, like, you know, I hire him. He basically subleased it out to a couple more people. Okay, so he wasn't really doing the job. Then they start cutting corners. Okay, they're like I say, I know this after the fact. I don't know it going through it. To basically I can stop it and correct it. You know what I mean? Is like, even when we bought paint for the cement wall to repaint it. Of course, we bought galvanized paint for the metal gate and the metal wall, the metal wall that goes on top of the cement wall. And they watered it down, both paints. So it, like the wall, they water down, so you can tell because it's basically like two different colors. Because when you water down a dark paint, what happens? It becomes lighter. Okay. Plus, it's expensive, so you kind of it takes the glossy away. Spark up. So then on the metal, they did the same thing with the metal. They watered it down, but that you can't water down because that's galvanized paint, meaning that protects the metal from like rust and weather and sun. So they flip and water it down. Then I caught them flipping spray painting, like really cheap Thai brand spray paint, spray painting the metal. Then we have these, like, it's not wood, but they look like wood panels, but it's not actually wood, but it's actually kind of expensive in Thailand because it looks really good. They scratched them up, they painted on them, like just, I mean, then after they're done, I see everything. He's just like, no, oh, I did my best, sorry, walks away. Understand? That's Thailand experience for you right now. No responsibility whatsoever. You know, no responsibility that he hired a bad staff. No responsibility that, oh, you know, I'll go fix it myself. I know they didn't do a good job. Just no responsibility, you know what I mean? And then like a couple days later, we get rain, because now it's kind of rainy. The storm's coming in, it rains. You know what? Things started to rust. It's only a week old, dude. A week old, and it's already fucking rusting. so I'm like, motherfucker. Then I stand, then I'm like looking at it, and the paint is bubbling, okay? Because he spray painted it. So every place he spray painted it, the paint is bubbling. Then I had to do research, because the reason why paint bubbles on cement, not on cement, on metal, is because, to be technical here, when you have paint bubbles on metal, is because moisture is building up in between the metal and the paint, meaning that they didn't treat the metal. You understand? Like there's several steps to treat the metal so the metal doesn't rust and build up moisture. So they skip those steps entirely. I mean, so yesterday, like once I saw the paint bubbling, and that was like 100%, like 150% in my head, he used fucking spray paint on everything. You know, then I'm giving him money and I'm telling him buy the best stuff, and I'm giving him money in cash and he goes and buys the cheapest. Dude, I just fucking flip out, dude. Seriously. Because all that emotion's inside me. And like when I'm telling this story, you know what I mean? Emotions are not bad, my friends. You have to understand. Sometimes we get into this work, manifesting law of attraction, you know, whatever we want to call it, you know what I mean? Being the most successful version of us. And we think negative emotions are bad. Okay. But they're really not, because sometimes it's good just to get it out. It's good to just flip and scream and have a meltdown and get it out of you, because once it's out of you, then you can move on. You understand? And that's kind of why I kind of want to flip it. Like I mean, it's actually bad to try to hang on to the negative emotions and it's inside of you and it's eating at you rather than you letting it out. You understand? Because like with negative emotions, like we get kind of so caught up, well, Chad, you think negative, you're going to manifest it in your life. Okay. You're kind of taking it too severe a little bit. The way you start manifesting things in your life is when you put truth behind it, when you totally believe that's what's going to come to you. That's one. Plus, if you dwell in that state, you understand, okay? We're all going to have things like happen to us, okay? And we need to release. It's healthy to release those negative emotions from time to time. It's just you don't stay in you just don't stay in that state. You understand what I'm saying? You don't stay in that state for days and weeks and months. Then every family gathering, you're talking about it and bringing it up. You know, it's kind of like even if it threw you off guard for a few days, you have a meltdown, you let it out, it's out of you. You know, accept it. And that's the thing for me. Accept it. He did what he did. But the bottom line is that we're only responsible for ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? And when I walked away from it, I did the best thing. That's the only thing. I'm only responsible for my consciousness. That's it. I'm not responsible for somebody else. That's what you have to understand. You're only responsible for you and nobody else. Okay, when we talk about consciousness. That's it. You know, it's about you doing the best thing. As long as you did the best thing, then it's going to flip back around to you. You have to believe that. Okay, when somebody don't do the best thing for you, somebody rips you off, scams you, something like this, something I went through, $1,500. Sometimes you can feel like, dude, that's $1,500 down the drain. You know what I mean? But when someone don't do the best thing, you know what? I'm repaid by 7 times. And you believe that. It's like, I'm going to be repaid by 7 times. It's going to come back to me by 7 times. Okay, you know why? It's because I did the best thing. I did the best thing. I tried my best to buy the right stuff, to buy the best. Okay. I communicated the best to him. I used Aang had to translate everything. We both did our best. He knew my expectations. He knew my standards and boundaries, but he chose to ignore them. You know what I mean? That's not that. Yeah, it's frustrating, but that's not my responsibility. If he chose to ignore them, that's his own consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, if he went to the store and he purposely bought the cheap stuff thinking I wouldn't realize it, or by the time I would realize it, it would already be too late. You know what I mean? You know, like in consciousness, it has nothing to do with me. It's him. It's him that has to deal with it. It's him that has to deal with it in consciousness, you know? Because listen, you cannot play, and I know this video is going off on a different avenue, but you can't play God. You can't manipulate universal laws. You can't, the laws of the universe, whatever you want to say. You can't play Mother Nature. You can't manipulate it. The laws are exact. Okay, the laws will flip around at you. Meaning, like when you scam and scheme other people, that's what's going to come back to you. But that's the only thing you're putting out. That's the energy you're putting out. Like for like comes back. That's the law of attraction. Okay, I just did a video on that. Or I did a video. I did a short video. Did a short on that. Is that a lot of people think law of attraction is only positive, but it's both. You understand what I'm saying? You put out good, good comes back. But if you put out bad, bad comes back to you just like good. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. So all I'm trying to share with you is when bad things happen and, you know, like, yes, deal with it. Yes, sometimes it will make you have a little mental breakdown. You got to release it. It's healthy to release it, but you don't hang on to it. You move on. You wake up one day and you say, you just accept it. No, I can't change it. Accept it. He's not going to come over and fix it. You know what I mean? He just basically, I talked to him. He just basically shrugged his shoulders and said, I did the best I could and walked away. You know what I mean? He's not going, you know, that's just the mentality. You know, it's a learning experience. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You accept it. But the thing is, once you accept it, it goes back into the law of being, deny, choose, be. Is what's the law of being? You know, yes, I feel like I was ripped off. Yes, I feel like they didn't do the best thing. Yes, I feel like, well, he violated my standards and boundaries because I put my standards and boundaries out there and he literally just ignored everything. You know what I mean? He ignored everything and just did what he wanted. But, but I lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry. People honk at me and wave, so I wave back. But someone's driving with a great big speaker system. I'll stand up here. Try to end this video right here. But even for me, when that's happening, it's like, well, if I'm a multimillionaire, I make $1 million a month. Maybe you make $100,000 every single month, whatever. Even at $1,500, yeah, it's gonna sting a little bit, but it's gonna sting because they violated your standard of boundaries when you put them out there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're gonna fluff it off because $1,500 means nothing to you. You know what I mean? $1,500 could be, if you smoke cigars, could be your cigar bill for the month because you buy the best cigars. You understand? You know what I mean? $1,500 could be your car payment. You understand? You understand? Like it means nothing. You know what I mean? So and that's how you have to flip it around. Is the most successful version of me would eventually just means nothing. I can replace it. I can fix it myself. You know, I just hire somebody else, fix it right. You know, because at the end of the day, I did the best thing. And I really, really did feel like I did the best thing. I still paid him. I even tipped him. I did the best thing. And he's the one that didn't. So he's the one that has to deal with it in consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? As long as you do the best thing, everything's going to flip around to you. Bottom line. And this is what I tell myself. When things don't go my way, especially around money, well, I'm repaid by 7 times. Bottom line, that's law. That has to happen. Okay? But anyway, friends, I'm going to walk back. This video was way longer than I thought because I kind of told my little story there. Took you along with me while I walk. Haven't done a walk for a long time. I'm sure you can tell in my videos because I have no walking videos for a while. But let me turn this off, put my coffee down. And the weather's been kind of really good lately in Thailand. We probably got some nice weather probably the next 2 months. This is near middle of November. So November, December, probably January. February is a hit and miss just because you're dealing with tropical weather. Last February wasn't too bad. But once it went into March, whoo, yeah, March starts to cook. But anyway, tribe, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, I love you guys. See you later.